take a minute to appreciate the value that Eddie Redmayne is getting out of his acting training. I don't think there's another actor on the planet that has got as much use out of animal movement workshops than Eddie Redmayne. And credit where credit is due, okay? The man is committed. Hey up guys, so today's movie I'm discussing is the latest film in the Fantastic Beasts franchise called Secrets of Dumbledore. Every wizard has a secret. Dumbledore's just happens to be a little bigger. Wait for me to ruin your childhood there. David Yates has once again returned to direct. This is his third Fantastic Beasts film and seventh film in total in the Wizarding World series. It's based on a screenplay by she who must not be named, J.K. Rowling. But they brought in Steve Kloves once again to help with the screenplay, and Steve Kloves actually has a writing credit on all the Harry Potter films apart from Order of the Phoenix, oddly. This film, God bless it, it's had a tough time. It's had a lot to deal with, this film. There's a lot that's been going on behind the scenes. Not only was it postponed because of the pandemic, but the previous film, Crimes of Grindelwald, was not too well received. It had disappointing returns at the box office. In fact, it's the lowest earning film in the entire Wizarding World series. Then there's the whole drama with J.K. Rowling, who has somehow become the villain of her own creation. I'm not going to go into too much depth about it here because we'd be here for hours. But they also had to let go the actor who played the titular character in the previous film, Johnny Depp, because of all the drama and controversy that was surrounding him and his very public breakup with ex-wife Amber Heard. Grindelwald has been recast in this film by Mads Mikkelsen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But also, another star of the film, Ezra Miller, not 1 week ago got arrested in Hawaii for disorderly conduct. So I have nothing but respect for the PR team that's having to deal with this film because it's been nothing but a nightmare. It's just one mess after another. So yeah, I think that's why they brought Steve Kloves back to try and do some damage control for the franchise. But is it all too little too late? Because of J.K. Rowling's transphobic comments, there will be people that won't go see this film out of protest because they don't want to give their money to a problematic creator. So if this film underperforms at the box office, and early projections suggest it might well do that, the planned 5 films in the Fantastic Beasts franchise might only be a short-lived trilogy. And after seeing Fantastic Beasts 3, I gotta say, I don't think I'd be all that heartbroken if we don't get a 4th or a 5th film. I would have thought by now, after 3 films, I'd be really invested in the story and the characters. But honestly, all I feel is indifference toward this franchise. I can take it or leave it. I will say that Secrets of Dumbledore is a step up from Crimes of Grindelwald. The story is a bit more focused than the previous, but it is still a story bombarded with way too many plot threads and characters all competing for resources. This film sees Grindelwald, this time played by Mads Mikkelsen, gathering an army of followers and running for office. Yep, nothing says fun family film like dark political commentary. Ezra Miller is back as Credence and he's just kinda there. He's Grindelwald's whipping boy, essentially, and it's just a shame that someone who seemed like such a key player in the first 2 films doesn't have a whole lot to do in this one. I think Ezra Miller has about 12 lines of dialogue. The rest of the film he just spends looking really angsty and sick. Anyway, Dumbledore, once again played by Jude Law, enlists the help of Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, as well as a band of merry witches and wizards to stop Grindelwald from winning the election by using a creature known as a Chillin. So yeah, that's the main plot, but there's all these little minor plot threads that weave in and out. But the problem is there's not really much screen time to flesh out any of these subplots. Now that we know Credence's origins, I was hoping for a little bit more exploration on that, but the film barely touches upon it. Kowalski and Queenie, 2 characters I actually really like, their romance feels like an afterthought. I like that they address the romantic past of Dumbledore and Grindelwald. They confirmed they were once in love. They never say the word gay or show them kissing or anything like that, but I think the whole show don't tell approach is a bit better, but I would like to see a bit more of that story explored, like with a flashback or something. What they've done in this film is a step in the right direction, but it is the bare minimum. Then you've got all these little minor subplots involving the witches and wizards that Dumbledore has assembled. So you've got Yusuf Karma, Theseus, Bunty, and Hicks. They all do have something to do, but are they given much screen time? Not really. And where's Tina, you ask? Tina's not available. Newt's words, not mine. I mean, I know she wasn't much of an exciting presence from the first two films, but it's pretty brutal that one of the two female main characters from the first two films got downgraded in this film to essentially a glorified cameo, which is kind of careless considering that they put in so much attention into establishing this whole will they, won't they romance that she has with Newt, which literally nobody cares about, and yet they're still trying to make the audience care. And what really pisses me off is that when they shoehorn Tina in at the end of the movie, they play this lovey-dovey music, like telling the audience that, oh, you're supposed to care about these two characters like being in love, but it's insulting because they haven't put in the legwork for us to actually care about these two characters being romantically involved. Like, they've not had any scenes together in this movie, so when you just put them together at the end, play some sappy music, and just expect the audience to, like, give a toss, no, it's not earned. That romantic investment needs to be earned, and the Fantastic Beasts franchise has done a terrible job of trying to get us, like, into this dynamic of Newt and Tina ending up together, but they haven't put in the legwork, and that's what really bothers me. This whole Newt-Tina romance, I don't care for at all. What do you guys think? Let me know in that comment section down below. And what does it say about keeping the two leading men from the first two films in the story, but the two female characters are barely in it? That don't look good. It just doesn't seem that the Fantastic Beasts franchise knows what it wants to be. Like, the first one seemed to have its own sense of identity. It was a fun caper about the magical creatures of the wizarding world. But the second one was such an unfocused mess. It was too busy setting up plot arcs for future films that it forgot to tell a story. Nothing really happens in Crimes of Grindelwald. The third one does have more direction, but is this Newt's story? Is it Dumbledore's? The focus is so divided, I'm not even sure who the real protagonist is. And it's so clearly relying on our nostalgia for the Harry Potter films in order to get people to watch it that it kind of loses what made Fantastic Beasts different to Harry Potter. The identity of Fantastic Beasts is just so fractured. Even the title Fantastic Beasts isn't the primary bit of the title. Look how tiny the font is. It's all about Dumbledore, the already established character linked to all our childhoods. So it's essentially telling us it's a Dumbledore movie first and a Fantastic Beasts film second. I do want to stress that I don't think that Secrets of Dumbledore is a bad film. Like, there is a lot to praise. The cinematography, the music, production design, costumes, that's all spectacular, and the CGI just keeps getting better with each passing film. The problem is the story. It's overloaded with too many plot threads, characters, and ideas, and J.K. Rowling has already done so much damage to her own canon that it just feels like not enough love and attention has gone into the Fantastic Beasts movies as they did with Harry Potter. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? I probably will, not because I want to, but because Glenn will inevitably make me watch it again when I'm forced to sit through another Harry Potter marathon. Or I guess Wizarding World marathon. Question number 2, do I recommend it for you guys? That's actually a pretty tough question. I totally get not wanting to go see this film out of protest, and I respect that. But thousands of decent people worked very hard on this movie, and you shouldn't let the overarching bad apple of the franchise, like, stop you from enjoying their contributions. However, I still think this movie is simply okay. A slight improvement on the previous one, but nothing special. Perhaps too much damage has been done by external factors, but my less than enthusiastic response to this film should tell you you're not going to be blown away by it. It's mildly entertaining, and maybe that's enough. And third question, what score to give it out of 10? I still haven't fallen in love with the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I'm simply indifferent to it. So I'm gonna give Secrets of Dumbledore a score of 5.5 out of 10. But as always, guys, just one bloke's opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Secrets of Dumbledore. Will you be watching this film? If you have, what did you make of it? And if you have seen it, how would you rank all 3 of the Fantastic Beasts films? Whatever you have to say, let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, help support the channel by hitting that thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content, don't forget to click subscribe, and if you want to follow me on any of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they're all in that video description down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.